Chelsea's immense performance. No. So EFL Cup Final, obviously, it went almost all the way. Went all the way through to extra time.
Further than I wanted.
It went very close. It was touching cloth for a bit, I think, for certain fans.
Peeling oranges, mate.
Peeling oranges. So go on then, Josh. Tell us about the EFL Cup Final. Have your moment.
Well, do you know what? I've got to be honest. When I saw the team sheet and the substitutes bench, I thought, shit. I actually thought this will be a game where Chelsea do something. But yeah, I mean, just I will caveat by saying I'm not a big fan of the League Cup, and I can honestly say I've had this conversation with Sam off here. I'm not a big fan of a cup that has the final in the middle of a season. I don't really like that because of all the implications of injuries, and you're going to go for it and what it can cause and what it has caused. Liverpool now we're at the point where we got a match on Wednesday. Who's going to play? Who knows? Who knows who's going to be available? And it's a little bit like if you watch wrestling, you've got those tiers of belts. You've got like the US belt, the Intercontinental, and the heavyweight belt. And for me, and I don't mean this disparagingly at all, Liverpool shouldn't be interested in the US belt. We should be after the World Heavyweight Championship, which is the title. But it's there, and when you're in it, you've got to be in it to win it. And it was just the performance that's what made it for me. In that everybody said, what was it? Gary Neville had this good quote, wasn't it? Josh needed 7 pairs up. So I did. I went through every.
That would be good, wouldn't it, if that was Gary Neville's quote? Josh needed 7 pairs of Absolute Football Podcast branded underwear.
He's pushing the merch for us.
The logo had a brown background.
It wasn't brown when I started, but it was brown when I finished.
That's the lower league, that one.
But I mean, the squad that we had. And you look at that midfield; it was entirely brand new midfield. Gravenberch, Endo, McAllister, Harvey Elliott playing in that position. Does it very rarely. He normally sort of plays in midfield for us. Conor Bradley in like his 4th or 5th game that he's actually played for the first team, and Keller, it just got me nervous. Everything got me nervous front end, but the performance was just so spirited. It was so spirited, and it makes you really proud. And it was a little bit like the big difference in the progression which Klopp has created. I'm not sure if you can remember our first Champions League final with Klopp, when Mohamed Salah got wrestled to the ground by Charlotte's wannabe boyfriend Sergio Ramos.
I was wondering which one then. I'm joking.
could be any. But what happened when Salah got pulled down and he got injured? Everybody fell. The mood fell. We thought, that's it. How are we going to pull this through? Because we don't know what we've got. And it was a little bit like when Gravenberch got injured by Saicedo, who apparently is immune to yellow cards. He's not allowed to have any because he's got an allergy and he'll expand or something like that. And the fact that he got injured on the 26th, 28th minute, and we're having to make a change, put Conor Bradley in his 5th or 6th start for the club out of his natural position into midfield to facilitate Joe Gomez going in for an injury. You think, well, years ago, we would have been thinking, well, what the hell we're going to go? What's going to happen? But they didn't have that. The mentality that Klopp has developed and he's ingrained into the club is we just go. We just continue to go. We continue to go with energy. And the kids that he's bringing on, I can't even remember the name of the kids that he's brought on. Some of them, I don't know if you saw, Liverpool didn't have pictures. They don't have squad photos of these guys because they never anticipated them that they would be playing in the game. And when people are saying, yeah, they only come on the 70th or the 80th minute, there was over 40 minutes of football that was played past that point. I think it's half an hour of extra time, including the extra time, and then that last 10 minutes. So you're looking at good half a normal game to an hour, playing against internationals, players with hundreds of millions of pounds, and James McConnell coming on and dominating the midfield position. Bobby Clark coming on and performing well. Jadon Danns, who apparently is top goal scorer at under 21 level. It was so proud to see those players coming on, and the standard didn't drop. We kept tuning in, we kept pushing, and that was beautiful to see. And then Virgil van Dijk having his Steven Gerrard in the Millennium Stadium moment. This is my game. Have some of this, lads. And where you're contrasting sort of captains, and that he took charge and he didn't get downhearted. He had the first goal ruled out. He didn't get downbeat. Gramovich got taken off injured. He didn't get downbeat. He didn't get beaten by it. And he just kept going and kept plugging and eventually and it was just beautiful. He got that goal. He got, I'm not sure if you saw the celebration. He almost got mounted by Simicus, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. But that was just, that's what made it such a beautiful moment. Everyone wants to win a trophy. But to win it in that way, that regardless of the trophy, it's the way that we did it with the players that we did it, and it just epitomized everything that we've done. It just made me really proud. It was a really, really proud moment. And even better was Chelsea were crap. And we can all laugh at Chelsea together, which we haven't done for a while. And I mean, and I think, again, Charlotte and I have said in the past about Poch not being that elite level. He's good. He's a good coach, but I think I heard Simon Jordan say he's like he's got a fair coat with no knickers. He's good aesthetically and he can do something, but he's not got that substance that you need to win things. But yeah, it was beautiful. What a game of football to watch. What an entertaining 0-0 for 127 minutes. Past that, I think it was it was just superb. It was really proud to see that associate. I mean, and what I would say as well, and as Charlotte touched on earlier, everybody wants to pull you down, wants to have a dig. People saying, "Oh, look at these young homegrown players." Oh, well, he's not really homegrown. He didn't join the club until he was 15. I'm like, just get a grip. Just live your life. It was a beautiful thing to see. It's really nice to see these young players given an opportunity, which they wouldn't get at every club. If you look at the big elite clubs, it's very rare that you get so many young players being given an opportunity in a final, regardless of the cup. It's a cup final in Wembley, and these young players are coming on a 0-0, needing to do something to win the game. I can't think of a more pressurized environment, which was Wembley, 90,000 odd people.
Yeah.
90,000 people. Your debut, I think, of the three of them, I think it was their debut at Wembley to win a cup final. That's what you're going on to. You're going on to hold the game and to try and win it. That's superb. And I think people should.
We all see it though as well,
Josh,
don't we, about our clubs, that it's all well and good nurturing youth and stuff. If you're not, but you've got to use them. And sometimes in games of such importance, you're like, oh, is it? It's almost like a risk or reward sort of scenario. But if you're inspiring to be these people that you see on the training ground day in, day out. You get given a chance to go and do something in the final. You are going to pull your socks up and take every kick, every knock, and you are going to play like you have never played before. You are going to showcase what you can do to make sure that you're in and around it again. And It was a ballsy move from Klopp to do. But you know what? It paid off. Fair play to him. I've got to hold my hand up.
I think he said he wasn't making a change, resigned or think he's making a change because he wanted to change it up, bring in some fresh legs, give the game fresh impetus. So he had the faith that these guys could do it. And that's, again, something else I'll miss is the fact he's involved in all the layers because he's been given time, because he's been allowed to be there for that period of time, which took him like 3 or 4 years before he won anything. You need that period because he's had that. He knows a lot of these kids because he was there when they got brought in. And he's seen that development, and they've been involved, and they've been integral, and they've been a family together, spending time to develop that mentality. And it was a beautiful thing to see. It was really lovely to see people being emotional over it, and it was fabulous. But again, echoing Charlotte to say, just let people enjoy their celebrations. You can support being a supporter of your club doesn't mean hating this club and putting these people down. You can love and appreciate and be behind your club without having to shit on everybody else and try and bring them down to whatever level you think that they should be at because they're not your team. People are people, and you should let them enjoy that. And but otherwise, what a lovely day. Did you enjoy it, Sam? I'm sure you were riveted. A Liverpool last grass victory
I loved every 117 minutes of it, and then all the social media after was even better, wasn't it? Because I echo what you say, but I echo it from the perspective of I didn't understand why Liverpool fans are kicking off with back and forth with people. Just enjoy, like you said, enjoy your moment. I felt it the same the other way. It was like, why are they getting involved? Just you've won the cup. Enjoy the positivity. Yeah. Don't get sucked into the negativity, because fans are going to be fans, and they're always going to be. If you win, then your rivals and everybody else is going to be disappointed you didn't win. So they're going to come and they're going to take shots and they're going to fire. And I've always been a kind of just enjoy the win. Enjoy when you say United won it last year, so it's a massive cup. It's a massive cup, Josh, not a Mickey Mouse Cup. It's a massive one. We won it last year.
Biggest one going.
Yeah, and we're not fighting for the heavyweight belt at the minute. We're in the Intercontinental belt. We want to get back to the heavyweight belt. So you just have to take what you get, and say also that kind of cup for. I mean,
10th time, by the way. 10th time winning it.
Okay. So I may say,
I feel like I should leave this podcast now. We've won now. Come on. I just want one of them little gold medals you win at school for doing a run. Come on.
Come on. Rochdale are going to win the egg and spoon race, and Charlotte's going to be there.
Charlotte's ready to take boys to a football game, and obviously, or a football, school party or something. They get them little medals afterwards. It's just like, can mummy wear this? Can mummy wear this, please?
I'll play musical statues or anything for a medal. Just anything.
Anything you can take.
Booting other mums off the chairs. Get off!
Oh no, I'm a bit of a shit bag.
My seat, bitch. Pulling it out from under him last minute. Whoops. Shah's chair.
Take some of that, he says. Take some of that. I think, the game itself, I found it was entertaining, because you were kind of on the tent. It was going, what happened? I was getting that feeling as I was watching it, as Chelsea missed, the win. You had a couple of the scrambles as well. Some of the brilliance. Kelleher was fantastic. Kelleher had an absolute
they had chances, didn't they?
They had chances, and you're watching this going, Liverpool going to win this. Liverpool going to win this, and it just some of that you just felt Liverpool were that team that step into a moment. You said someone like Van Dijk, someone's going to step into the moment, and that change of, because at the back end of the game going into it, they had a massive chance in injury time, and Chelsea were on top that last 10 minutes, and then extra time it just flipped, and the kids thing worked so well, because the energy of Chelsea was just absolutely sapped. And you could see the confidence in your kids growing as they went through. Dan's looked like he could really create. So he had a really good header, actually, which, to be fair, Petrovic saved really well. He could have been the one. And they had a fantastic, you felt the energy kind of going, and you saw the difference. And this is the point we've been making about Chelsea all season. Their kids are worth £50 million, and they're not kids, some of them either. They're 19, 20, 21. Mudryk
won trophies elsewhere, some of them.
Exactly. Mudryk, and was the other guy? Was it Mukiele they had on the right-hand side? Just couldn't make a decision between them. Decision making was appalling. And it's just those kind of prodded. And then when you hear Poch's interview afterwards, he said he played for penalties. Sorry, you don't deserve to win a final if you get into extra time and you play for penalties with a team that you had out versus the team. Now, Chelsea let's be honest, Chelsea have been poor all season. So even though when I looked at the lineups, I went, but I don't trust this Chelsea team at all. There's no trust in this Chelsea team that they're going to step up. But if you go in with that mantra, you should be going the extra time going, here's our chance, boys. And Poch brought some youngsters on. So he did have some energy that he could bring off the bench, and just didn't kind of do anything. And you're watching it, the set pieces, I say Van Dijk had the crazy one ruled out. So they had their warning, and Mudryk just let him run off. Why he's the man on him as well. If you don't learn your lessons, you get punished, and they deservedly got punished.
I mean, I honestly thought Raheem Sterling was going to have a game. That's where my nervousness was. I thought he's going to come back and he was going to give it stacks. But then they were bringing on Nkunku off the bench, bringing on Mudryk off the bench, bringing on Madueke off the bench, and we're bringing on James McConnell and Jayden Dans.
The thing with all that is, though, you're bringing them kind of players on, but your club, your players, everyone at the club, the togetherness, where I feel like at Chelsea, no matter where you are, they're all a bunch of individuals. There's no togetherness about any of that club. And I don't want to sound like awful or anything, but I honestly think Pochettino is just there for the next, I think he's a yes man. I think he's basically just there. I think no matter whether you're one of the like you're Enzo Fernandez, whether you're Thiago Silva, whether you're one of the kids, I don't think there's any togetherness about Chelsea whatsoever at the minute. I think we're just all a bunch
100%.
of individuals and egos, whereas you've got them young lads who have come on, and we can all call Klopp for his mistakes and some of the stuff that he does. Like, we've all got an opinion on Klopp, but you can't fault him for what he's done for Liverpool, for what he's done for the whole, no matter what team, whether it's bringing the fans together, whether it's the stuff he does off the pitch, whether it's the young lads, as we've mentioned. There's that togetherness at Liverpool, whereas Chelsea, it's just toxic at the minute, in my opinion. And I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I can see it. And I think Gary Neville, like, said it how it is. The blue billionaire bottle jobs. They are.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of price tags, aren't they? And the problem is the money has enabled them to everybody. So they've got that label. So every player comes with a label of you're a £50 billion player. And they haven't thought about what that brings and what that entails. So they immediately, you have a fee like that, there's justification of demand in it. And none of them are. I mean, that midfield between Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez.
Caicedo was awful. How did he not get yellow carded? I mean, you can say what you want, whether it's a red card or not, and I upset somebody today who decided to block me because I disagreed with an opinion he had. But how did he not get yellow carded? Because he was just everywhere sticking boots in. And Fernandez, did you see Fernandez square up to a fan after the game? Just get a grip of yourself. I think you're right, Charlie. This atmosphere is not healthy. No. It's not healthy in there. And I blame Todd Bowley for that, incidentally.